Okay, so we've got General Leang versus Prince Kassad, but I can't build any units, so that means no units from the command center, supply center, barracks, war factory, or airfield. Tunnel networks that spawn rocket troops are allowed. Rangers that spawn from destroyed US buildings are allowed, and the supply trucks that spawn from newly constructed supply centers are a-okay as well. Anywho, on with the battle. So we got our power plant that's just about ready. Going for supply center next, pretty standard. Now, this was actually one of the tougher generals to go up against, which I think this is going to go in the very hard category. Now, you may have noticed from some of my other videos that I'll put very hard at the end of the title. So, very hard doesn't mean like it's a mod or anything like that. Very hard just means those are the ones that I've had the most difficulty completing. And this is definitely one of those challenges. So I'm going for capture building next. Now capture building means that I would need rangers. And we're building a second power plant. And the reason why we're building a second power plant is because we're going to destroy it. So we're building up a tunnel network next. And my goal here was to use the tunnel network to destroy the power plant, which then spawns 2 rangers. And that way I can get a quick capture on the artillery platform as well as the oil derrick that's in the corner there. But now we do need to get some defenses up. So I'm going for multiple tunnel networks here. See, the aim of the game here is we want to get as many tunnels as possible. That way we can spawn in as many rocket troops as possible. Those guys are the key to this battle. See, the sneak attacks are what really that's what really beats me in this challenge. We got to get enough rocket troops in the battle so then we can counteract all of those sneak attacks and then all of the other attacks that he does from the left or the right side. So going for a third tunnel. Now, the reason why I'm building tunnels in such a way is because his units are pathing towards my main base, so the tunnels that I've got lined up on that left side, they're going to be able to get some shots off on the rocket buggies, on the technicals. His vehicles, so he's choosing rocket buggies and technicals mainly, and those are weaker vehicles to work with.
Let's build. China is under attack.
Yeah, my rangers did not work quite well here. I'm, getting close to losing my command center. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna have to put the ranger in. And then I was like, well, I do have the rocket troops, so I guess I'll have to use those guys to fend off his rocket troops as well as that technical there. So it is a shame because it means that I'm gonna have to build another power plant, destroy it, and then get some new rangers to get the capture off on the artillery platform and the oil derrick. See, money is also a crucial factor here because we want to be able to build enough things to defend ourselves against the sneak attack that's going to come. So more money we have, more tunnels we can build, more rocket troops we can get to defend when the sneak attack comes. And just tunnel networks on their own aren't going to be enough to deal with all the quads and the rocket buggies that spawn in from that tunnel.
The tunnels will protect us. Construction is complete. Built for China. China has been generous.
Yep, so next part of the plan, I'm doing the same thing on the right side. I'm just building a line of tunnels, and then that way it's the same deal. The pathing of his vehicles are going to move in such a way where my tunnels will be able to get some shots off and possibly destroy those vehicles. Just like that rocket buggy there. It got some shots on my tunnel network, which turned it into a hole, but it didn't finish it off completely. So I'll be able to get that tunnel back up to full health in no time at all. Now, one of the cool things about General Leang is her tunnels build super fast.
Building is complete. There's not enough build space.
And that's what makes this... So this is what makes the strategy work, is the speed of the tunnel networks. if I was playing as the other GLA generals, I don't know if I could make it work. Just because their rate of building things is much slower.
China has been generous.
We have entered your base, General. Ignore us.
And once again, Kassad being annoying, he killed off my ranger before I could capture the oil derrick. Now, the 6-minute mark is the point where he uses the sneak attack.
A sneak attack has been detected.
So that's a definite scripting thing. He will always use a sneak attack at 6 minutes. Another thing is he will always launch his anthrax bomb at 8 minutes. Now, with that, it does take time for his anthrax bomb to go from his main base to my main base. So it might take maybe like 25 to 30 seconds roughly for his plane to get to my base, and that anthrax bomb will always aim at my main base. It will not aim at any other spot on the map. So yeah, that's another scripting thing that makes it creates patterns. There's a pattern to this battle, and once you figure out the pattern to the battle, you can counteract all of the things that he does. Now, you got to keep in mind this is the only dozer that I'm going to be using. So one shot from the anthrax bomb, and that's going to take out my dozer. And I got to keep in mind I've also got the supply truck gathering resources, and that's the only supply truck that I've got out on the field. And if I want to get more supply trucks, I'd have to build more supply centers, which cost $1,500 each. And as you can see, my money situation's not doing too good.
I will attack when you least expect it,
But we do have an oil derrick now, so it's the plus. I mean, the oil derricks are good, but it's just trying to balance out the tunnels and all the other spendages. It can be very tricky.
China has been generous.
So right now we're building an airfield, and the reason why we're building an airfield is because we need an airfield and a war factory to build super weapons. So that's the difference between Leang and the other generals, is you need those two buildings instead of a tech building to build super weapons. And the super weapons act as its own tech building. So once you get a super weapon built, you can buy a few upgrades from the super weapon itself, and then your units can receive whatever upgrades available. Now, we got the rank 3. I was a little hesitant to pick. I went for rank 3 artillery in the end. It was a bold move because I had the chance to increase my resource gathering from the cash bounty, but didn't. I thought to myself, well, I need to get the Scud Storm out of the game here. Now, the Scud Storm will reveal itself at the 10-minute mark. Now, I've used the artillery strike early because it's a 5-minute timer. So if I launch my artillery on his Scud Storm, then that will reveal the Scud Storm like now. And so Scud Storm's going to have 5 minutes ticking down, but my artillery is going to be a little bit closer to being ready. So I've got to hope that the artillery will go from A to B before his Scud Storm fires.
China has been generous. Our work is complete.
My spies tell me you finally built your war factory, General. Are you ready to fight now?
So I got a little bit annoyed losing that tunnel there. Now, I know that he can spawn rebels from that corner there. I built a scaffold a little bit too close, so I did lose some cash there. He's spawning his next sneak attack. See, with the bunkers, I kind of predicted he was going to put the sneak attacks in that section. That's why I did it. And as a result, it means that we're able to destroy those sneak attacks, in some cases before he pops. See how his quad cannons are now attacking from different sections? It's because he didn't pop out. So it does create a little bit of a problem because we're destroying those sneak attacks too quickly, and I did a questionable pop there with the tunnel network. I lost most of my rocket troops. but we're able to deal with the quad cannon and the rocket buggy there and get a little bit of cash too.
Guarding the GLA underground.
And some generals always win
So,
battles.
got just enough for a Scud Storm, and then I thought twice about that. I was like, might be a little bit close to those rebels. I'll build one more tunnel just to be sure before we commit to building a Scud Storm. And reason why I'm going for Scud Storm is because it doesn't require power. That's pretty much it. Also, it's got the rocket upgrade, so that would improve the damage that my rocket troops can do to enemy units. So, 2 reasons why we're doing that.
Let's build. Building is complete. It will look.
Yep, so now we got a Scud Storm, and I went straight for that rocket upgrade because I felt I was going to need it, and the extra damage definitely helps. So I built a bunker, and I put the rocket troops inside the bunker, and the reason why we're doing that is because since we got a Scud Storm, I was predicting there was the chance that he could change his sneak attack location to my Scud Storm, and I wanted to be ready in case he did that. So that's why we're bolstering the defense over there, because we want to keep the Scud Storm intact so then we can use it against his Scud Storm later on. See, with his Scud Storm, he only rebuilds it once. When he rebuilds though, it won't be camo netted, and then once you destroy it that second time, he won't rebuild, and then you can focus on his other stuff. So yeah, with my dozer, I'm just repairing the command center. It had taken a bit of a beating, and I did want to get it back to full HP, just in case he did launch the Scud Storm on me. And doing a little bit of repair work on that supply center too. So the Scud Storm's coming in 25 seconds, so I gotta be careful here. And if you look at the timer in the top right corner, it does mean that he's got another Anthrax bomb that's going to be coming very soon. See, the Anthrax bomb is going to occur every 6 minutes. So the first one happened at 8 minutes, which it took about 30 seconds to arrive. So the next one will come around about 14:25, 14:30 roughly. So we're able to get rid of that Scud Storm as it was on that 0. And then we can move on. So here comes the Anthrax bomb.
Supply truck here.
I was a little bit late getting the truck inside, but we got there. So yeah, 14:23 roughly, so I was pretty close in my approximation.
That's not a good spot.
And since the main base is covered in anthrax, I need to do something else with the dozer. So I thought, okay, well let's rebuild the tunnel networks that got destroyed. And again, those tunnels are going to do damage on the rocket buggies and technicals that pass by.
Building is complete. A very good plan.
And also another thing, if you're wondering why I'm building a third tunnel, so I got the line up and then I've built one tunnel next to another tunnel. The reason why I've done it that way is because, one, it kind of shields the dozer a little bit from the enemies, but it's also for the Terries that pass by too. I find that it's very helpful having 2 tunnels taking out the Terries compared to 1. It's just you're at bigger risk, the risk of getting your buildings destroyed if you only have 1 tunnel defending against the Terries. And yeah, finally gotten the radar. I was trying to conserve cash, that's why I never got radar. Now see what I mean? Having 1 tunnel alone doing the defending against those terries, it's not going to work out. That's why you want to have at least 2 tunnels next to each other. That way you can defend yourself.
That's a good choice.
And then I was like, no, I can't rebuild. I went in and then I went out. And
There they are.
Congratulations, General. You have been promoted.
yeah, finally, rank 4, going for bounty.
You'll never see me until it's too late,
We
General.
have big plans.
So I made a bit of a bold choice, and I went for a second Scudstorm. So this was a little bit risky because I don't have much in the way of units inside the tunnels. See, I was relying on the units inside the tunnels to help defend myself against those bigger attacks.
Warning. A scud
But
storm
now,
has been detected. Warning.
I've pretty much
Your
put all of my
GPS
chips
scrambler has
inside
been activated.
this second Scudstorm here. I want to be able to do as much damage as I can to Kassad, and then we can stop all of these
Our
big
scud
attacks that
storm
he's
is ready,
doing.
General.
And yeah, my Scudstorm's ready, but I was a little hesitant. I was thinking, well, maybe I should wait on my artillery to be ready before committing to attacking his Scudstorm. But then I thought, well, the residual toxins will stop any workers from repairing it, but even so, it's got a worker next to the Scudstorm. So the worker next to the Scudstorm will die, and he won't replace that worker, so wouldn't have to worry about hesitating. I could just use it, and then we can wait on the artillery to finish the job.
China is under attack. Looks promising.
So yeah, this was a bit of a risky part.
You have destroyed that base defense.
My artillery platform has taken a beating. Again, I got nothing really to help him out. And so I built one tunnel to try and get those 2 rocket troops, and then using everything I got left to deal with the rocket buggy, but thankfully the platform got there in the end. Yep, there's that artillery. That'll finish off the Scudstorm, and then we won't have to worry about any more of that. So this was, again, this was the best attempt because we won, of course. But one of the reasons why the attempt went so well was because we didn't get hit by the Scudstorm. Other attempts that I did on this challenge, I would get hit by the Scudstorm, and yeah, it just, I could not recover from the Scudstorm strikes. It was very tricky. My best attempt before this one, I lasted around about 20 minutes, and we're getting close to the 20-minute mark now, actually.
Let's build.
Now that I look at it.
Sorry, sir. I can't build there. China
And
will grow
since
larger.
we're doing pretty well, going for a third Scudstorm. See, like I said, Scudstorms aren't going to use power, so that's why we're primarily using that. But other super weapons, so the nuclear missile, only benefit to building one of those is you could get the speaker tower upgrade, which we're not really using speaker towers. And then particle cannons, you could get the advanced training upgrade, which would help rangers, but we're not really using many rangers. We only needed those to capture the artillery platform and the oil derrick. So here comes the next anthrax bomb. Again, 6 minutes later, we got the truck inside, so he was able to survive it. But my dozer, oh, it was very close. I got lucky. See it? Look how close the toxins are to the dozer.
We will live in prosperity. Construction is complete.
And I was like, "Eee." I was panic clicking there, making sure the dozer did not move away, did not move into the toxin, sorry. And I was like, yeah, let's build a tunnel, and that way we could just move the dozer in that tunnel, and then we can
Warning.
pop him out
The
somewhere
GPS
else.
Scrambler has been activated.
We have big plans. I just
And yeah, I did make an attempt to repair the art platform. No such luck.
we are pretty busy.
And
Our land, not
yeah, it's just those buggies, man. They really like to wreck my stuff.
bring the GLA underground.
Unit lost.
Getting close.
And yeah, it's so bad that I'm losing my rocket troops as a result too. We've got $3,300 left as well, so things are going to get a little bit dicey here because I got to be able to
We have
build up my tunnels again. I got 3 Scud Storms, so that's definitely a plus, but I need to get enough rocket troopers in reserve to help defend my base, because my right side is very weak. My left isn't doing too bad. But we got rank 5 as well. So Carpet Bomb, Spectre Gunship, and Sneak Attack. So yeah, Sneak Attack, that's invading Kassad's base. Spectre Gunship and Carpet Bomb, we can use those both offensively and defensively. I felt like I needed that more on the defensive side, if anything. And
quick. Ready
the less rocket troopers I have, the more true that statement is.
Unit lost.
They are getting close.
You are targeting my tech buildings because you have no hope of reaching my base.
So we're using the Scud Storms, and we're using them on the Palisades. And yeah, I was getting a little bit scared of this attack here. I was like, yeah, maybe I should Carpet Bomb. As like those 2 rocket buggies, I didn't have an answer for them, so I thought I had to Carpet Bomb. I was like, okay, well, while they're busy, let's Carpet Bomb these 2 buggies. Got them both. Terry's making a move on my airfield, which is unfortunate. That does mean that I won't be able to build super weapons for a little bit, but they didn't get to my bunker. So the bunker is kind of a crucial piece of defense. But he keeps busting out more buggies. And then I'm like, oh god, I'm going to have to resort to Spectre Gunship. But Spectre Gunship's going to come from the top left corner to get to my base, so he's going to take quite a beating.
Unit lost.
But he did take out 1 buggy, so that's something.
Watch your step.
If that buggy survived, I don't know what could have happened. I might have lost those 3 rocket troops that are almost dead. A lot of bad things could have happened there.
China has
So I'm sort of getting into panic mode here. I'm sort of just building tunnels for the sake of building tunnels and like getting as many rocket troops as I can on board here. My 3 guys are still weakened from the last attack, and so they're slowly trying to get back in the tunnel. They survived, thankfully. So yeah, even without his Scud Storm, he is still a very dangerous opponent to go up against in a can't build any units challenge.
Warning. The GPS Scrambler has been activated. Unit lost.
I built for China. China will grow larger. The building is holding the GLA underground. It will look real nice when it's done.
Our Scud Storm is ready, General.
Let's take a look.
And yeah, I got kind of scared of those Terrys there. That's why I stopped building. Even though I got 3 tunnels that can do decent anti-infantry attacks, it's just I did not want to chance my dozer. Even though I got 3 Scud Storms, it's just he's still busting out so many different moves that I don't know what to do. See, this is the thing that makes him hard, is that you got to be able to juggle his attacks, juggle his Scud Storm, juggle his Anthrax Bomb, as well as his sneak attacks that occur every 4 minutes for sneak attacks and every 6 minutes for Anthrax Bombs. See, I lost my supply truck there. We are doing pretty well on cash now. We got 10k. It's just, the problem is I would like to build more super weapons to beat him, but I can't because I'm sort of locked into building tunnel networks with that one and only dozer. And yeah, I decided to use a carpet bomb on one of his garrison buildings. By this point, I thought that maybe I could do a little bit of damage and then maybe send in some other planes to do some damage on that bottom left corner. Probably not my best move, because since he's doing so many attacks, I think I would have been better off holding on to the carpet bomb just in case he does one big move, and then I could have done a defensive carpet bomb. So not sure about that one.
Quick, ready yourself. Let's get in there.
Now we got 3 Scud Storms, one pretty close to being ready. So we use one on the arms dealer and barracks, artillery on the command center, plus the Scud Storm on the command center. And yeah, I was very satisfied with doing this. Even though we did do a Scud Storm and an artillery on his command center, it still survived. And I'm pretty sure that's because Leang's Scud Storm is weaker. I don't believe it comes with the Anthrax upgrade like you would get in like you would get from a palace from the GLA. So that's, you can usually tell by the toxins. The toxins here are green, whereas if you got the Anthrax upgrade as GLA, they would be sort of like a blue color. If you were playing as Thrax, it'd be purple, like a pink purple. So since the attack didn't quite go to plan, I used my sneak attack, and I didn't pop because that would have been very dumb. And we're just waiting on the toxins to go away, and then I can pop out.
Construction will live in prosperity. I built for China.
You may have the upper hand now, but your desperate tactics will not endure, General.
Build all have big plans. The tunnels will protect us. Shh! I sense danger maybe near.
Yep, and now that toxins are gone, we got 10 rocket troops to attack him and try and wipe him out on this side. So there goes the command center. We just got to get rid of those remaining workers. That supply stash as well is going to be a problem. Now he did do a sneak attack. Thankfully he did not pop with the quad cannons and the rocket buggies. I could have been in big trouble if he did that, because my defense is very, very weak. Plus I've also got these guys attacking his base, so it would take more time for me to get back inside the sneak attack to help defend the base against the quads and rocket buggies. So yeah, got pretty lucky there.
You'll never see me until it's too late.
Stay close to safety. Watch your step. Defend our homes. Shh! I sense danger near. Underground. Attack before they attack us.
So just like that, we've wiped out one of his bases. We just got to focus on the other base. So the other base is going to have a barracks, an arms dealer, and another command center. If we take out those 3 buildings, we win. Now, he does have a lot of defense. He's got a lot of stinger sights, tunnel networks, and other things. But we don't have to worry about that. We've still got 3 Scud Storms on our side, plus all the general powers on top. Now, I built a supply center because we did lose our truck earlier, so we're just getting a new supply center to gather the resources again. Not that we really need them by this point. We're sitting on nearly 15 grand. I could bust out another 3 super weapons if I really wanted to. That being said, I'm pretty comfortable in just bolstering the defenses in case he does more attacks. I was still a little bit scared.
We will live in prosperity. Is complete. Supply truck here. Let's build.
So yeah, this time I caught it, saved both vehicles, and yeah, once again, another 6-minute timer.
I can't wait for your next attack.
So the next one will happen around 38 minutes and 20 seconds, but the battle doesn't go on that long. We're able to beat him. But if we were still fighting, that's roughly when it would go off. Since I've done this battle many times, I know the locations of these buildings. So we end up using a Scud Storm, and we aim at the command center with that one. Then we got another one,
A GPS scrambler has been activated.
and that's going to hit the barracks, and it's also going to do a little bit to the arms dealer too. And then we've got one more Scud Storm that's almost ready.
When it is quiet, you should fear me the most.
And then we do mostly arms dealer, but we also we're also going to do a little bit of damage to that command center too, and artillery on the command center. Now, you don't have to destroy all of his buildings outright. As long as you turn them into GLA holes, then you win. And that is how I beat Prince Kassad with General Leang without building any units. Now, if you want to see any challenges just like this one, I do have a playlist if you want to check that out. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time. Bye.
We are victorious.
My men will not accept this defeat from their leader, General. You have signed my death warrant with your superior tactics.